Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Klaviyo's smart sending feature. Now, this is actually a little bit different to what you're probably expecting because they've got their smart sending feature here, but they've also got a smart send time feature that they've recently released. And this will be available on your account if you've got more than 12,000 subscribers in your list. If you have less than 12,000, then it's not going to be available. You're going to have to wait. I'll talk a little bit more about the different strategies that you can use later on. But essentially, if it is available, then you can click, you'll have to basically do an exploratory send a few times to your list, depending on the size. And Klaviyo have a really good article here, and it basically shows you how many exploratory sends their system will require before it has collected enough data to figure out what the best sending time for your emails is going to be. So if you've got between 12 and 18,000, then you'll need to send 4 or 5 campaigns for Klaviyo to collect enough data. Now, once Klaviyo's collected enough data, you'll be able to just select the Smart Send Time option here, and it will always send your emails at the optimal time for individual contacts in your list, or groups of individual contacts in your list. So it's a really powerful feature because it makes it super easy to send your campaigns. You can just knock your campaigns out. You don't have to worry about scheduling too much. Obviously, just pick the day that you want them to go out, and then you just select the smart send time, and it will look after itself. Now, if you don't have that feature, I'll just go back to another account here. If you don't have that feature, such as this account here, where it's just a test account, but it doesn't really have many people on its list, then what you can do instead is have a look at your analytics for your store. So you can have a look at that on Google Analytics or even in your Shopify Analytics, and this will tell you when people are most active on your website. And the reason why that's important, you can also look at it on Facebook as well, on your Facebook page. But the reason why that's important is because it basically just shows you the best time. I'll show you an e-commerce store, this one here. It will show you the best time for you to be sending your emails. So if we have a look at this store here, he's getting about 300 hits a day to his store. Yep. And we scroll all the way down, and we can see here that the majority of his traffic is coming at about 7 a.m. local time. And you can see it sort of peters off. He's got a nice long line here at 7 a.m. pretty much every day. But the peak days for him are Tuesday at 7 a.m. and Saturday at 7 a.m. That's when he's getting the most time. And certainly Tuesday for him, throughout the day, he's got a couple of good peaks here later in the morning and then later in the afternoon. Now, if you don't have this data available because you're a new e-commerce store, then generally the best times to send an email are around 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning, 12 to 1 p.m. in the afternoon, 5 to 6 p.m. in the evening, and then again 8 to 9 p.m. in the evening. So early in the morning when people are checking their phones and checking their emails in the morning before or whilst they have breakfast, lunchtime when they're having a break, and then around dinner time, just after dinner time when they're relaxing, and then around just before they go to bed, they usually check their phones again around that time. So those are kind of the peak times to send your emails. Now, ideally, you want to send about half an hour before this window, half an hour to an hour before the peak time. So I'd actually set the emails to be sent if the peak time was 7 a.m. I'd set them to send out at 6 a.m. because you want to make sure that by 7 a.m. the majority of your contacts have that email in their inbox. If you set it to 7 a.m. for the email to be sent, sometimes, depending on the size of your list, it might take 2 or 3 hours to send that email to everybody on the list, and you will have missed that opportune window. So an hour, sometimes even 2 hours before the ideal time, is when you need to be sending your email. So that's basically how to set up your emails to send at the different times. Now, on the actual campaign itself, setting the send time is pretty easy. But there is one setting that I highly recommend that you use, and it is the send 20% setting. It basically sends your emails out over a slower period rather than all at once. So if we click on schedule and send, schedule, gradual send over several hours, send to 20 or 30% is usually a good number to send to, and then starting at this time. So what that means is at this time, it will send 20%, it will send the email to 20% of your contacts, then it will wait roughly an hour, then it will send to the next 20%, wait another hour, send to the next 20%, wait another hour, and it'll do that until all the contacts have been sent an email. That's really good because it allows you to spread your emails out over a period of time. And particularly if you're not using Shopify, if you're self-hosted e-commerce store, you might want to lower that down even further because you don't want to crash your hosting if you've got lots of people coming to your site to buy. That is an issue if you have a big email list. If you're using Shopify, they have really robust servers, you don't have to worry about it. But you also don't want to have too many people going to your site all at once because you might get lots of chat requests, you might get lots of customer service requests, maybe your fulfillment API has a limit on it, so you can't send too many API requests when product orders come in. There's a whole number of reasons why I like this gradual send over several hours versus sending everyone the email all at the same time. Another reason is that maybe the send time that you think you should be sending them the email isn't exactly right. And if you send them this email and you're an hour off, 2 hours off, and you've only sent to 20% of the list, and then it peaks maybe 2 hours from now, you're still sending your contacts those emails, and you'll see that in the campaign reports that it peaked a couple hours after you sent it instead of the hour that you sent it, or the hour after you sent it. So that's it's a great feature to have, and not a lot of email marketing systems have it. It's one of Klaviyo's fantastic features that they have installed, and I'm really happy and excited to be using it. Okay, so if you've got any other questions about scheduling your emails or finding when to send your emails, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Hi, I'm Mitch Bayless, and if you're looking for someone to help you with your business automation, then click the button below to schedule your free call today. And if you found this video useful, remember to click like, and also subscribe to our channel for more videos.